Hey guys, I wanted to come live today to talk about why you're having a hard time letting go of an ex. And this is the ex that you've been holding on to for 6 months, a year, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years. You've been holding on to the ex for a very long time, thinking that they're going to come back. I've had 3 recent clients in the past month, and I went through my records, about 20 overall in the past 3 months, who I helped them with this exact same thing. So I had to come live to tell you guys why you're holding on to that ex, even if they were great to you, the love of your life, or if they were abusive. Every story, why you're holding on to your ex. And it's because the core theme of those 25 one-on-one clients in the last 3 months is because there was something special about that relationship, and the person latched on to think, because it was so synchronistic, because it seemed so special, it must mean it was meant to be. Some people justified it, saying it's my twin flame, he's in the runner stage. I'll make a video on that later. If you're the chaser, let that go. Let that go, because you're just justifying the pain and staying there longer. But so essentially, if you are holding on to an ex and it's been 6 months, a year, one of my clients, 20 years, she was 60 calling me, is he going to come back? And I'm like, not at all. I don't pick up any energy between you two. She then told me that they divorced when she was 40. And so let me give you guys some practical examples. So, because you got to, in law of attraction, you have to unhook the hidden emotion, the limiting belief, the flawed premise, the block. You have to identify it so that you unhook it. And you're not sitting around waiting, because I don't want you guys sitting around waiting for like an ex who may or may not come back. Okay, so one example I had was a client. She was in her young 30s, and she justified it to me too. You didn't understand. You have to have your children before you're 35, because after 35, the chances of your child, something going wrong with it when you're pregnant, like exponentially goes up. And so she met the guy when she was 31 or 32. He was funny. They had the sexual chemistry. He just said things that she was thinking. And she lives in an area where there's not a lot of people of that race. So she's like, I found him. So there was the race thing. There was, he understood her profession. So she felt understood. Not a lot of people liked her profession where she grew up. There was the race and sexual chemistry connection. And there was another big connection there for her. Oh, it's because she met him when she was 31, 32. She thought, perfect, I get to like hang out with him for 2-3 years before we even have to think about having children. So she was holding on to him, and she was about 33. She came to me, and that's when I went in and uncovered. I was like, honey, there's something about your age which is making you latch on to him, thinking it must be him. And then she went, oh my God, you're right. It's because when you're 35, kids, yada, yada, yada. I thought because I met him when I was 31, it must mean he must be the one because he was so funny. We had the sexual chemistry. I've never had the physical chemistry, the sexual chemistry, the friendship chemistry, that we have similar lifestyles. Here's some reflection. I've never had all of those. And the age, it put pressure on. So she waited about a good year. She waited until 31 to 32. They broke up. 33, she came to me. We unhooked it. Now she's going around. And so she just sent me an email the other day about like, I've gone on a couple of dates and they're very high quality men. So that's one example for you guys. You have to unhook and find that hidden reason of why you think it was so special with that one person, because that's the hidden reason of why you're a slave to thinking about the person. You could either be thinking about them, wanting them back, or hating them. Because in psychology, you guys can Google it, hate and love are very similar vibrations. It's just the opposite viewpoint of a similar emotion. So sometimes you will hate an ex because it gives you that connection to them still. Okay, so another client, this breaks my heart. This was 3 women who came to me in the last 3 months. They were from a Middle Eastern country, Dubai, and another one was an Arabic country. And there, I don't know if you guys know the culture that well. Hands down, hands up, I don't know it that well, but I do know that there's a little bit more restriction around women there, and there is like arranged marriages there. So all 3 of those women who came to me, they happened to kiss the guy. They didn't even have sex with the guy. They just happened to kiss him. And for them, that meant a lot. That meant, oh my God, I have to marry him. Oh my God, he must be the one. I would have only have done that thing if I thought he was the one. One was holding on for a year. Another was holding on for 5 years. They're like, but is he going to come back? We see each other at work. He doesn't call me. Is he going to come back? Once we unhooked, and this goes to every woman in every country. Come on, y'all. You know what it's like to get attached to your first. Now, if you're in a Middle Eastern country, it only adds that much extra pressure that it must mean something. Because one of my one-on-one clients, when I worked with them, she even expressed like, no, Kelly, you don't understand the pressure here. She lived in Dubai. She's like, you don't understand the pressure here. Like if you meet with a man and they come to your family and they come to your household and you kind of do a courtship, even when the family's present, if he at all doesn't like you, he can go and say something about you and it ruins your reputations. I've had some of my girlfriends be ruined about that. So like there's a lot of pressure there. So if they do some sort of a sexual act, it has what all women can relate to, that it was my first. There's also that societal pressure. So I worked with the client, the most recent one, and once we identified that, so her and her guy grew up in the same city in the Arabic country. They came to the United States a year apart to the same school. They met at the school in the US. They dated for a while. He's about to go back. She has one more year and she was freaking out on the call. Is he going to talk to me again? Is he going to say anything about me? And after I channeled for her and told her, I was like, no, I'm not seeing any romantic connection. She then told me, but he's going back. I'm here. I need to know that he's going to talk to me. We had to unhook and unravel that emotion of, but it was so special. It must have been meant to be. We grew up in the same country. She's like, he literally lives 1 block from me, Kelly. That's special. How did we randomly go to the same school? We didn't like know each other a lot growing up, but we'd meet each other at the same school in the US. Like that must mean something. That must be special. Meanwhile, they haven't really talked in a year. So we had to unhook that hidden reason. So guys, if you're having a hard time letting go of an ex, get a little quiet and go, what was so special about this relationship that makes me think that I can't have that connection with someone else? The one lady, the first lady, it was because she thought, oh, the age was perfect. The funny that this, we have time to travel and just be free before I have the pressure of kids. Now she was like 33. She's like, I have to like meet the guy now. We get a year and then I have to like get pregnant. Like that's not fun for me. So she was attaching like he has to come back so I could still have that special connection. The second one, she's like, no, like the same country, 1 block apart. We meet out here. And so we had to unhook and discover, guys. I can't see the comments for those of you who are watching this live. Unhook. Discover for yourself what makes me think that connection was so special that I can't have that with anyone else. Because once you unhook it and let it go, then you could do law of attraction work to call a new lover in. Like, well, you know what? If my ex were to come back, it would feel special. It's like it meant to be. Come on, we had the same college connection. We had the same heritage connection. We knew the same language. We grew up in the same town. And I am a little afraid he's going to go back before me. Is he going to say anything about me? Is he going to spread rumors? And she asked me that. Is he going to spread rumors about me? I'm like, I'm not picking up malice intent. But that was one reason why she was latching on. Like, he has to come back to me so that I don't get a bad reputation. Take the time to discover that reason of why you think it's so special. Unhook it and release it and go, and say something like, I have a whole video for how to do this process. So I'm just going to do this a little briefly here, and then I'll link to it in the description below so you guys can do this process. Because first you have to uncover why you think it's so special, why it's so synchronistic. You got to uncover that and let it go. And then you got to do this next process. It did feel special. It felt like it was so meant to be. Like, I am devastated. I am hurt. I built up a big expectation in my head, and now it's utterly destroyed before my eyes. You got to unhook it and then de-escalate that vibration so that you can get to a normal standpoint. Because you want to be at an equal content vibration so that you can then manifest in the new lover. You want to go, if you're in this state of being so hooked on this guy has to come back, you want to de-escalate by, of course I'm holding on to him. It did seem special. Anyone in my shoes would think it was special, and anyone in my shoes would want this to work out. You want to use the words, of course I feel this way. Validate, self-soothe and validate your own emotion. Anyone would feel this way. Any woman, any man would think that this was meant to be. Here's all the special reasons why. Of course I feel this way. Anyone would feel this way. I'm normal. In time, every breath I take out, I'm releasing their energy and I'm allowing myself to be open to the possibility of new. You got to go general for the new. I'll be open to meeting new people. Universe, I'm not calling in a new person because there's still a little part of me that's hoping they'll come back. But I would like to ask, can I start to see new potentials? I now know that I want it to feel special because that's why I want this ex to come back. I want it to feel special. I want that unique connection. I now know because of all this pain I feel that I really want a unique and special connection with someone. And I want that sense of familiarity, that familial feeling. I want that sense of he just gets me, she just gets me, we get each other. I want to feel like a team. So you got to go general on the new so that you can let go of the ex and call in the new lover. That is, of my 25 clients that I've had in the last 3 months, I've had like well over 100 clients, but 25 who called for why can't I let go of this ex? It is because there was some reason that they hadn't yet acknowledged a hook, like an anchor. You know, you have a boat and you're letting down an anchor and the anchor's hooking into the sand. The boat can't go anywhere if there's an anchor. It's like, I want to move forward, but there's this anchor. So you got to unhook the anchor. And it all dealt with, they all had various different reasons. I gave you 2 examples in this video. It all boiled down to there was something so special about this connection that they didn't believe it could be brought with someone else. If the universe can deliver you one person like that, get into the energy of now I know I want this feeling. Here's some other things I know I want. Universe, I want new dates. Okay, I will link. I can't read the comments, so people who caught it live, thank you for catching it live. Love you guys bunches. If you want to support the channel, give this video a thumbs up, write a comment below. Let me know how you're going. Let me know if this process in this video helped. It really keeps me going to know if these videos help. And comment if there's a video you want me to make, something you're going through and you want me to make a video on it to help you process the emotions. I will go ahead and link in the description below for the powerful 3-step process for how to, once you uncover that special reason, for how to move on from the ex. I'm gonna link to that video for you guys. You'll probably wanna watch both of these back and forth for a while until you move on from the ex. Okay, love you guys bunches. Mwah, bye.